Okay, and we're live. Welcome to our next guest, Susan Aminoff, running for the College Board. And Susan, would you like to just give a quick background about your campaign?
Yes, certainly. Um, I'm a community college faculty member and taught at the LA Community College District for many years. And midway through my tenure there, I was approached by faculty at Santa Monica College who said, "We heard you live in Santa Monica. Would you consider running for the College Board?" So this is the story of an accidental politician. And I did do that. I've been on the board. 2004 was my first year. I've been there through 3 presidents and the acquisition of a great deal of land. So we look forward to the time when we can return to campus, which at the present time we think is spring of 2021. It's all being assessed, as you can imagine.
Great. We had some questions. I think one of the first questions is with regard to homeless students. There's been some questions about what extent SMC can act on with regard to housing homeless students. Potentially, there's been proposed for dormitories or even something as basic as safe sleep sites in the parking lots. Where do you stand on?
Right. So the safe sleep sites in the parking lot was introduced as legislation, which is not even in the suspense file now. I think it's in the trash. So we did not get to see that to fruition. The homeless situation is such that it's hard to identify. Students couch surf. It's their terminology, which means they go from couch to couch, from friend to friend. Some sleep in their cars. And the only way we have thus far been able to contribute meaningfully is through our foundation and a food program. And throughout the last semester, we gave out food weekly, big boxes of food. And students would line up in the parking lot and get their boxes, and they were very grateful. We did hear a story about a faculty member who joined that group, an adjunct faculty member, and as you know, they are the exploited class of faculty, and they do not earn the same amount of money as a full-time faculty does. And this part-time faculty member was grateful for his food box. So it puts everything in perspective.
Yeah, Dami, go ahead.
Hello, board member. Full disclosure, I am a part-time teacher at SMC. And I wanted to ask about some of the issues there, because I've been professional, but I've worked in academia for a long time. Considering the situation right now, how do you see school finances over the next few years, considering, the international situation? Because, SMC and a lot of the UC systems depend on international students kind of being a kind of built-in subsidy in some ways to our state students. And also, too, the increase we'll probably have of students, because that typically happens, especially at the community college level, during recessions, but also probably state funding being lower. How do you, can you just give us kind of overview and some thoughts of that situation?
So you're talking about 2 very durable relationships. The first is that when the economy is really good, our enrollment goes down, which is kind of ironic because when the economy is good, the state could give us more money. But the economy absorbs students. When the economy is in recession or in decline, we have more demand for classes. Now, we're in a very interesting moment right here. And I don't know how long this will last as a trend, but there are parents that are saying, if UCLA is online and SMC is online, you're going to go to SMC right now, and you'll go to UCLA when it's offline. I'm sure you've seen that. And it's a decision of economy that families will make. our international student situation, which is a good chunk of our revenue, extra revenue that we're able to earn, I don't see that getting better until we have a new administration in Washington. Because, Dom, you sort of recognize the reasons why the parents are not sending the students. They're afraid of what Washington may or may not do to harass them, and they're displeased with the way the COVID epidemic has been handled.
Yes.
So until we see some change there. But this is a larger discussion about trends in higher education, and I've interviewed. This is my third interview this weekend, and that's the discussion that we really need to have. A lot's going to change here.
Yeah, I was asking really on a technical level, just like because we're going to have to make these decisions, and this was just your thoughts on this. So
yeah,
thank you very much.
Sure.
Anyone else? Amy, go ahead.
Hi, Amy.
I'll try and be brief because it's a very uncertain time. What is the things that you think you can focus in or help the board focus on and over the next 6 months? What would be the top couple priorities?
Yeah, in a 6-month timeline, I think the most important thing is a safe return. We're targeting spring of 2021, but things can change. I think you've all seen this weekend that 4U universities have opened up and closed up. And so we're still targeting 2021. A safe return means that we have a way in which we can test students, take their temperatures, have masks, the whole protection of the student and the faculty in the classroom. So we have a group of very competent people taking a look at it, and they will make a recommendation as when we can reopen. So in the next 6 months, that's a priority. The second priority is to continue to support the redesign of our entire instructional program. And that, it used to be called Pathways, but what we're essentially doing is recreating the way instruction is delivered to attempt to close that equity gap in a meaningful way. We've tried a number of things through the years, and the school district has tried a number of things, and it's very difficult to move the needle. So we are going to align our redesign of the instructional program with the new student funding formula, and I think that we will eventually meet some success.
Thank you.
Derek, hi, good morning.
Go ahead, Derek.
We're not at the after party.
How are you?
I'm good.
Deja vu, right?
Yeah.
Real quick question. Star Trek or Star Wars? Which do you like better?
Okay. This is going to be very hard for me. I know. It's hard. It's hard. I think I'm a Trekkie. I think I would say Trek. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Did I blow it?
Well, we'll deliberate. Let's go to Peter, and then we'll come back to you, Ed, after that.
Hi, Susan. As someone
Hi,
who's
Peter.
taught in language academies and sent hundreds of thousands.
Peter, I'm having
of
difficulty
students
hearing you.
SMC's way. I'm curious as to what it looks like for this year in terms of international students. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. The forecast,
Okay.
again, Peter, the forecast has not been good in our effort to return the international program. And we look forward to a change in administration in 70 some odd days.
Okay, Ed?
Hi,
Morning,
Susan.
Ed.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Listen, most people, as we all know, really don't get down right into the detailed weeds of Santa Monica College issues, other than, maybe some, whether or not Santa Monica students are being adequately, enrolled and those kinds of things. So my question is this: which issue, or how would you, where would you find the most sharp difference on any issue regarding the college and any of the other people who are running for the college board? I'm not asking you to identify them. I'm just looking for, where is there a separation of policies, of the positions on issues among the candidates for the board?
So when I'm a sociology teacher, and what I understand is that we have 7 separate interactions on that board, and 7 separate interactions can make for some weird moments. In general, we all share a certain core value about the college, and we may separate for a moment on how we feel about spending a certain pot of money. But in general, we share this core, which is compatible with the Democratic platform, in fact. And the general theme of the board is that we must close the equity gap. We must support social justice efforts of the students, and we must make a sustainable environment in which students can thrive. And so we've put our money where our mouth is, because our budget, as you know, is our statement of values. So to get back to your point, I can't say that any of us really disagree on basic stuff. We may feel differently about how much money to put to a certain effort, but the overall value of the board we're in line with one another.
Thank you.
Hi, Patricia.
Yeah, Patricia, go.
Morning. Patricia, you mute.
No, I was going to. I just want to congratulate you on how well and tactfully you answered that question. That was...
But you know each and every one of us, and you know how we feel about the college and the responsibility that it is in Santa Monica.
And we as a board also have our ups and downs in how we get along with one another and act or discuss an issue and things like that. How are you doing in terms of evaluating your president at this point? I think you just had an evaluation.
Correct. This was a challenging year for Catherine. I think it was March 15th that she was on a flight from Sacramento to LA. And when she got off the plane, she realized the state was shut down, and moved very, very quickly. I call it a first aid kind of approach to shutting everything down and going remotely. And that was done with incredible speed and incredible skill. There is a great deal of talent, as you know, in our senior staff. And so Catherine this year, her evaluation was easier than other years because there was one topic, what was it like to go remote, and what are you planning to do to return us to campus?
And your senior staff, mostly adaptable, or did some of your unexpected retirements occur?
So we did offer a SERP, a supplemental retirement plan, last year to faculty, and we had 29 faculty retire. And there were some administrators along who also retired. The board will decide whether or not it will offer a supplemental retirement plan to classified staff. And that will be a deliberation this month and the next month. So when you offer these kinds of plans, Patricia, there are people who decide to go that leave a hole. So in a sense, we see COVID as an opportunity for Catherine to reevaluate the operational status of the college, because she will have a chance to move stuff around based on the retirements that are put in for.
Thank you.
So the COVID opportunity. Yeah. Anybody else?
Okay, yeah, I have a question for you,
Sure.
Susan. Do you think that the police presence on campus is excessive? I always notice there's always police cars on Pearl Street
Yeah.
at the entrance
Yeah.
there.
So here's the deal with that. Our police describe the mental health challenge of having 40 acres open on all sides that anybody can walk on. And you do know that a couple of years ago we had a shooting that our Santa Monica College police actually neutralized the shooter. So they're parked all the time, but I think it's more of a border patrol issue, seeing who's coming and going. No, it's tough. That's tough.
Right. Anybody else? Okay.
Okay.
I have another side question for you.
Uh-huh.
I noticed you mentioned in your questionnaire that you've been postcarding. I was just wondering which group you've been postcarding with and which candidates you've been writing to.
Jean and Ann Williams, an indivisible group that they run, and we've been doing it for about 2 years. This week, we wrote to a suburb of Des Moines, to newly registered Democratic voters, encouraging them to vote and encouraging them to not just vote for Biden, but to vote for Teresa Greenfield, who is a Senate candidate in that area. We credit ourselves with electing Connor Lamb. We did, I cannot tell you the postcards we wrote for Connor Lamb way, way back. Yeah, thanks, Amy.
Great. Any last questions? All right.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for taking the time this morning.
Thank you. Appreciate it.